I think we have Assemblymember Santa Barbara, who may have just joined. If you'd like to speak next, please do.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Great. Thanks for the invitation to join you at this rally today. And I do look forward to the day we can see each other in person again and do this at the state capitol. But for now, I think it's wonderful that we're embracing the tools at our disposal to bring together a collective voice to support our loved ones with disabilities, to ensure that, as the title of the rally here, care, not cuts, to ensure that we are not seeing these devastating cuts, which are very scary for our communities, for our loved ones, for the people that we care about. And as the previous speaker just noted, we have some pretty strong positions in our one house budgets, and those are the positions we need to advance and move forward as budget negotiations continue to take place. We're down to the wire here, so you couldn't be having this rally, this virtual rally, at a better time. And you know, when you think about what's happened this past year, certainly the COVID pandemic has taken a toll on all of us. But when you think about some of our most vulnerable, the people that we're talking about here today, kids like my son that was taken out of school, taken, his supports and services were just not there the way they were able to be in the past for more than a year. Thankfully, he's just able to now to start returning to some sense of normalcy. But it certainly has taken a toll. And then when you think about things like housing, employment opportunities, the essential services, everything has been impacted. And in years past, we have seen executive proposals that consistently target the services that we are talking about. But this year, with everything that's happened, we are seeing not only the devastating effect the pandemic has taken, but also years and years of underfunding in this area. This is a year where we need to restore the supports and services, the funding in this budget. This funding that's coming through the federal government must be used to support services that we are talking about here today. Throughout all of this, we have talked about organizations. I have written letters. People that were struggling with PPE, with equipment, with sanitizers, trying to do their job safely. And the funding hasn't been there to support even the simplest of safety equipment. And it's just not acceptable. And this budget is really where we can make a difference. You all know that this is a cause that's near and dear to my heart as a legislator, but also as a parent. My son, Michael, could not be here today because he is back at school, but I wish he could be here because we have been on this journey together. We have been through a lot of the challenges that we're talking about. I have experienced them firsthand. And when I say that I am in your corner fighting for you in this budget, I am there with you. Your voice is being carried into our conference, into these budget negotiations. People will hear from me, and you have a lot of allies in the state assembly. I know some of them have spoken on this rally. I joined their voices, and they have been there, and together we have a collective voice with all of you, and we can advance the funding that we need to really, truly recover from COVID and restore services that we are talking about here and support the organizations that are making a difference. And we can do that by rejecting these cuts that we have seen since day one with the executive budget that came out. We have seen cuts in there since day one, and we've been pushing back on them ever since. If the governor is not going to protect people with disabilities, he's not going to support them. We have to be there. We have to be their voice. We have to push back. There's a lot more work to do beyond the budget, but right now we need to focus on getting this budget where it needs to be to create the housing, to create the services, to restore opportunities for people with disabilities. So as we continue in the coming days with the final budget, I'm sure that you will continue to fight, continue to rally, continue to make the calls, continue to use everything at your disposal. Social media, emails, whatever you have, your voice must be heard. Certainly, I will carry that voice to our budget negotiations in the coming days to make sure that we advance this budget and get it to where it needs to be. Care, not cuts. Lastly, I want to thank all of you for coming together. I want to thank all of you for being a voice for people with disabilities. I want to thank you. My family thanks you. And we are on this journey together, and we'll continue fighting together. So thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this. It means so much to me, as it means to all of you. And going forward, we will continue to fight for the services and the funding that we need. Thank you.